Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, this is from Worldwide Religious News, dated November 18th, 2009. Police take up Scientology complaints by Natasha Bita. Sydney, Australia, Kevin Rood raised concerns about the Church of Scientology yesterday as NSW police began investigating complaints from 7 former Scientologists. The Prime Minister said he intended to examine allegations against the church before deciding whether to back independent Senator Nick Xenophone's demand for a Senate inquiry. Senator Xenophone told Parliament on Tuesday that Scientology was a criminal organization hiding behind religion. In response to that statement, Mr. Rood said the senator was making grave allegations. Who is Mr. Rood? I don't know who Mr. Rood is. Many people in Australia have real concerns about Scientology, he told reporters in Bungendore yesterday. I share some of those concerns, but let us proceed carefully and look carefully at the material which he has provided before we make a decision on further parliamentary action. The State Crime Command of NSW Police yesterday confirmed that Senator Xenophone had handed over the ex-Scientologists' complaints for investigation. The letter tabled in the Senate alleged abuses including coerced abortions, assault, imprisonment, the covering up of sexual abuse, the embezzlement of church funds, and blackmail. Scientology spokesman Cyrus Brooks yesterday said Senator Xenophone's claims were unfounded. Oh, okay. Of course they're going to say that. Meanwhile, he's probably helping to, suppress all these sexual abuse of children. It seems that Senator Xenophone made no effort, I don't even like reading the crap that they say, to be honest, to obtain any proof. Listen to that. What proof is it? I want to know what all these people in these courts of law, what exactly proof of child sexual abuse do you guys need? Because I really, inquiring fucking minds want to know. To back the allegations presented to him by disgruntled former members. They're always disgruntled, aren't they? Those are the ones that they sexually abused. Instead, Senator Xenophone, under parliamentary privilege, made a series of allegations that were untruthful. Deny, deny, deny. That's all they ever do. Mr. Brooks said Senator Xenophone had ignored a church invitation to discuss the allegations. A spokesman for Senator Xenophone yesterday confirmed the church had written to his office in July, but said office staff had not forwarded it to the senator. Carmel Underwood, a former executive director of the Sydney branch of the church, who left Scientology in 1998, claims in her statement that Scientology executives covered up a case of child molestation and pressured pregnant staff to abort their babies. By the way, I also want to bring up, and I've said this before, don't get me snapping because you guys know I will. I highly suspect now, there's already so much incentive for the young boys and the men to are the either the young girls or the women. And I'm not saying that all the men do this. Absolutely not. But it's also more incentive for them to are the young girls or the women because they know they get the abortions, right? I mean, it's just so horrible. There are many who are still suffering and being abused. When we say there are many, that includes children. So let's be clear on that. For some weird reason, these articles never want to put the word child or children. And being abused financially, physically, and mentally at the hands of the church. Her letter, tabled in the Senate, states, her husband, Tim, wrote that he believed the church conducts itself in a cult-like manner. Kevin Mackey, a 46-year-old farmer and former Scientologist, I can't help but wonder, did he get auditing from children? I'm sorry, that's just where I'm at now, you guys. I'm over it. Wrote that the church sought cash donations. Again, he's not talking about the children. From parishioners for crimes such as drinking alcohol or watching pornography. I always get nervous, like when they're not talking about the children. It makes me not trust them. He claimed that church officials had told him he needed to donate to prevent such things as the mandatory drugging of school children. It's the only mention of child, you see. Let's not talk about that children are adults in small bodies, right? Let's not talk about that. Drugging of school children by the evil psychiatrist or defeat Nazi psychs. That's a mockery, by the way, you guys. Anybody who's in the know will understand what I'm talking about. They got to mock. They have to mock. Nazi psychs who were behind the German government's dislike of the church. He wrote that some Scientology divisions would seek donations of up to $100,000. If they sensed any weakness of resolve, they would push until a parishioner. See, this is... Okay, I'll get to it after I read this. Push until a parishioner would sell their house if required, his letter says. I know of several people who were coerced into giving up inheritances and pushed to the point of bankruptcy. Oh, there's a lot of them. From these actions. Scientology founded by... Oh, as you guys notice, every single newspaper article, no matter where it is, they always have the same little quirk about Hubbard. They never talk about him being a felon. They never talk about him saying it's okay to kiss a 7-year-old girl on the lips. Or any of his crimes. Or that he was constantly evading authorities, which, come on, you guys. Ring-a-ding-a-ding. Scientology, founded by science fiction writer and convicted felon, and also black-tooth, pot-belly, fake military, L. Ron Hubbard, and known occultist whose buddy was Aleister Crowley, in 1953, was granted tax-exempt status after the High Court ruled it a religion in 1983. So just what I wanted to touch on real quick. And I'm not, I know I get hard on Scientologists. I know I do. But, the fact is that a lot of these adults that came out of the Scientology cult religion were getting auditing by children. So that's a problem. If you weren't getting auditing by children, which I have a hard time believing that you would never get a child auditor, you knew it was happening. So, anyways, I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.